Hi, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mateo Chavez Lewis and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna have a little bit of a life chat video, so grab a cup of tea and come join me. So I've been away from the channel for a few weeks, you may have noticed. I finished doing a workshop where I was playing a role in a new musical that's being workshopped by Crow's Theatre in Toronto. It's called Chew. Chew, and it's a verbatim musical about competitive eating. So all of the text, all of the lyrics are taken directly from interviews with real life competitive eaters, like the hot dog eating competitions. And so I was playing a competitive eater named Juan Neave, who has a YouTube channel actually, so you can look him up. And I finished doing that, and then I went straight to New York. I had a big audition that I still haven't heard back about, so I'm kind of in limbo right now because of that, and also just because I had such an amazing couple of weeks, kind of boom, 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 right in a row, and now kind of it's the come down from that, and I've always been the kind of person who my ups are pretty up and my downs are pretty down, so I haven't had a lot of energy. Just feeling a little bit burnt out after everything. So that's kind of why I've been away. One of the things I got to do while I was in New York, though, last week or the week before, was I got to be in the audience for the closing night performance of Dear Evan Hansen. A lot of you will probably know this about me. I spent a lot of time doing the audition callback process for the show, for the Toronto production first, and then for the Broadway and the national tour companies. I went in for the alternate track, so like the understudy that plays Evan twice a week, and then also covers Connor and Jared. And I went in for that many times over the course of 2 years, and I always kind of like, I don't know, it felt like, oh, this is finally happening for me. I felt ready to do it. I felt really confident about the work that I had put in to be able to sing those songs and tell that story every single time I stepped into that audition room. And COVID kind of cut that short. Like the last time I went down was like February 2020. So I was going down pretty consistently right up until COVID. And now it's closed on Broadway. So it turns out that dream kind of never really happened for me. Which is okay. I mean, you can't win them all. But the show was a pretty big part of my life for a long time. And so kind of coming to terms with the fact that chapter of my life is over is a trip, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out what comes next, because for the longest time I've had this direction of this show, and all I need to do is I need to be able to sing Waving Through a Window really, really well, and I need to just make enough money through different streams of income to survive and to pay rent while I wait for the next call, and that's kind of been my North Star. And then one day they'll call me and I'll finally book this role and I'll get to go do it. And then my career path will be kind of set. And now that isn't happening. So the question of like, what's next and what do I want to focus on is kind of the big $1 million question for me right now. I know that I want to focus a lot on writing. Writing musicals has always been something that's really fulfilling to me. I'm working on a show right now that I got a grant from the Canada Arts Council to work on. It's called The Accountant. And I'm working on that with my friend Ganesh. As you know, if you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, I have my song cycle Quarantine Songs, so I'm hoping to do more with that as well. I have a few more other ideas, little like ovens in the furnace, stones in the fire. What is the expression? I always mess up this expression. It's like stones in the fire or irons in the furnace or something. There's an expression. Anyways, I have a few more of those. So writing for musical theater is something that's very important to me. And performing for musical theater as well. I have a pretty exciting gig coming up next summer. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing before then, but I'm going to be playing a lead role in an equity show in Vancouver. So I'm flying out to Vancouver in May of next year to do that, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be really exciting. But it also doesn't answer the question of like what happens now. What does the next however many months, 8 months until then, what does it look like for me? I still don't have an agent as an actor, I still don't really know where I want to focus. I'm playing piano in bars, and I'm also music directing and accompanying and composing and writing for theater and performing and acting and working on the YouTube channel and doing coachings and stuff. So the question of where I want to focus is kind of still up in the air for me. I want to keep making these YouTube videos. I really get a kick out of them. But I've been working myself really, really hard in order to do kind of everything I want to do. I've been really pushing myself to the extremes, and I don't know that it's super sustainable. So we will see what happens. In the meantime, the plan as of right now is to get back to weekly uploads every Saturday, starting next week again on the YouTube channel. And I also want to do more coachings, vocal coachings, piano coachings, music theory coachings. So if you are interested in that, you can check out my website and let's hang out and talk about music and singing and stuff. Yeah, I think that kind of sums up where I'm at. It's a big kind of question mark period for me. But I'm very grateful to all of you for kind of joining me on this journey and for continuing to keep on coming back and watching the videos. It makes me really, really happy. It's something that I really love doing, thinking about theater in this way and why these great composers write these songs the way they do and why these great performers perform the songs in the way that they do. That's something that really, really makes me excited and inspired. So thank you for sharing that with me. There you go. If you watched to the end of the video, thank you for doing that. And I will see you next week for a real video this time. I can't wait. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a great night. Cheers.